We're going to be on Westfield for this one, guys, in the Hawk 30, and this is going to be a pretty decent game, man. You usually hear me say this at the beginning, but there's nothing necessarily special about this one. The big difference between this game and a lot of games is, especially on Westfield, is towards the end of this game, I was having so much trouble spotting the enemy team, man, and I wanted to share this video with you guys so you can kind of see my struggles, but also how I handled this, right? So what I'm going to first do is go to my initial bush. I really like coming to this location. Steel Guts has pointed out this bush. I rarely ever see anybody else use it, and it is so successful at spotting the enemy team approaching on the east. Someone's already pinging my location. I'm not sure why they're doing that. Maybe they're just letting people know where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be spotting. I don't know, but we're spotting the Leo 1 here. The CS, the even, I don't think we get a light on, but you will see that we're going to spot even more people that are approaching, and this is just a really good area, man. Su 130 is here, and now what I can do is actually approach via these trees and foliage, right? And you can poke up like this, and I have the Jagdpanzer E100 spotted, and also I will light the Sioux if he pokes at this corner. So I think this is a very good location. Again, Leo is still pinging me. I don't know if he wants me to like spot this area of the map. I'm pretty sure that's what he says later on, but this is a really good location. I don't think this guy realizes like how good this location is. We're not going to really be able to counter the even 90 here. You know, like people can ping me on the map all they want. You can't counter an even 90 that's sitting in trees or bushes. It's just not going to happen. So I say in the chat, Leo, like, what WTF do you want, man? Like, he keeps pinging me over and over again, and I like to question people sometimes, man. Like, I wish I wasn't like this, but sometimes people just drive me nuts in this game, guys. So I'm like, what does this guy want? Like, it's tough for me to scout this. Like, I'm not sure what you want me to do. It's not my fault that, you know, a bunch of the mediums and whoever else left this area wide open on the map, right? So we lost it, and we have to just contest it the best we can. But because these guys are still sitting here, and because I have like the Kari over here and even the 777 getting shots, I'm going to continue spotting these guys, right? We have no spotting yet to show for it, but again, we're spotting the Sioux, we're spotting the Yag. We're keeping these guys, even if we're not getting spotting damage, guys, sometimes you have to understand positioning in this game, right? And we're keeping the Cobra lit, we're keeping the Jagdpanzer E100 lit, we're keeping these guys lit, and no one wants to advance over here is what I'm saying, because they're continuously getting spotted, right? And we're kind of winning the, you know, northwest of this map. So in my eyes, I'm not seeing that it's, you know, an essential play for me to leave this location just yet and spot the south. Now that we've lost the south, the east, and subsequently the south of this map, now I'm going to spot these guys as they're pushing in, right? And you can see I spot the T-54 here as I'm running away. Kari, I think, is the one that gets the shot. And now we have to adjust. Now we have to move and try and defend. But prior to that, it's more optimal, I think is the proper word, for me to be sitting here, and I'm kind of keeping these guys honest, right? That's really what it is. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, you don't want to just run away from a location immediately if you're in a good location, because as soon as people see that sixth sense goes off, because now everybody has sixth sense, right? They're not going to want to advance as easily. But once their teammates are all the way down here, they're going to start moving in because they know they can flank, right? It's all about positioning and tactics, and that's why I don't immediately vacate an area, because with a light tank, yeah, you don't want to get caught out, man, but you have a lot of mobility, and you have to realize that sometimes you have to take those risks in trying to keep people honest, keep people back before a push begins, right? And I think that, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that by sitting here, we're keeping people from pushing the east and subsequently the south as quickly, right? So now what I want to do is kind of play this safe, right? I'm going to sit here. I'm kind of trying to figure out where the even 90 is, but from here, my view range actually goes all the way up to like right here. It's kind of hard to see, but the end of my view range circles like right here. So I'm okay with this. We can protect the base, right? If I go out any further, the even 90 is going to outspot me, and I'm going to get wrecked. So anyone can say what they want about this. Oh, passive light tank. But the thing is, man, like, we gave them this entire side of the map, right? And people always want to blame the light tank when an entire side of the map is gone, but it's like, you can only do so much safely, especially in a fat tank like the Hawk 30, and I'm being outspotted by an even 90. Like, if I just run out here and try to do active scouting, man, it's not going to work, right? There's so many guns back here, like it's not going to work. You have to play things carefully, guys. And though you might see these Unicom players make different plays than me, they are Unicom players, right? For your average player and people that might be slightly above average, you have to play things carefully, right? Like we don't have cheat codes like some of these crazy streamers do that they're just so good at the game, right? So this is the way I play, and this is what I do. You might find that active scouting works for you, being very, very aggressive. I prefer not to do that, so this is what works for me. But this is kind of how I'm managing this, right? We're just keeping these guys honest. Like you have to play safe and be careful. But we don't want people pushing right into the base either, right? So that's the whole goal here. It's just to keep people lit. So eventually what I'm going to do is start advancing, and now is where I start running into the struggles of trying to spot this enemy team. I'm able to spot the T-54 here because I'm using the foliage to my advantage, right? I'm just staying in the trees, and I'm definitely close enough for this guy to spot me, but he's not going to spot me through all this foliage, right? Like we're just going through all the foliage. You can see this is what he's seeing. There's no way he's going to spot me here. So we're able to spot him, and now it just becomes, now is the challenge, right? Now is when you have to spot, right? It's 11-6. The team has done what they've needed to do, right? And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you retreat and just stay there the whole game. You don't want to do that. Eventually you're going to have to spot people, but you see how I do it very, very carefully. I wait for my team to kind of advance, and I wait for my team to be in the right areas. Leo spots me here. I think I try to shoot an HE shell at him, but it doesn't pen. And now the Cobra is trying to hit me, and this is why, guys. Like, literally just like that, the Leo hits me for 427. So I'm saying in the chat, can y'all, like, hit W, man? Like, all of you guys just go. And then this guy says we're all low on HP, and I'm like, okay, fair enough, man. Kari has some hit points here. The 140 has a good amount of hit points. I feel like this guy should try and be advancing a little bit, but it's like, fair enough, man, right? Westfield's a very open map. I don't want these guys dying, and again, this is what light tanks are about, man. Like, you have to start figuring out how to spot the team, and this is why you conserve HP. I took one shot from the Leo. If I took a shot from the Cobra, I'd be dead. And this is why I'm so passive, man, right? Because if I were to do all this active scouting crap, I would have already been dead. So a lot of people like to comment and ask me, like, you could have made this play, you could have made that play. Absolutely. Would it have worked? Maybe. Maybe it would have worked. But when you play light tanks enough, guys, what you'll realize is it's better to be consistent than it is to, you know, try and make these really aggressive, risky plays that might win you the game, but probably has a higher chance of you throwing the game, right? So that's why I'm trying to do everything carefully. And this is just the way I play the light tanks. This is the way I do it. There are other players that you'll watch that are very, very aggressive, but for me, it just doesn't really seem to work that much. So I'm trying to figure out how I can spot the Leo or how I can spot the Cobra without being spotted by the other person, right? We end up spotting the Leo here. I don't know how. We're just up high enough, and I guess he maybe takes a shot or something like that, or pokes out of the tree, and we're able to light him, and then we're able to clean up the CS-63. We did 3,500 spotting here, hardly any damage, and this is how I did the things, guys. It's very, very challenging to try and rush a Cobra or a Leo 1 in a tier 8 light tank, man. Like, it's just... I even put here at the end, CVS is like a hack, because I don't know how the heck I spotted the Leo 1 here, but we made it work, right? We spotted this guy from a very far distance, and this is how you have to play the game sometimes, man. I'm telling you, like, these are monstrous tanks. The Cobra and the Leo 1, like, 427 damage is like a third of my HP, man. It's actually just like more than that. So I take a hit from him. The only other shot I took was from the CS-63. If the Cobra hit me, I'd be dead. And this is the thing, guys, is like you really have to balance risk and reward, and this is the reason. Like, people are always asking me, why are you so passive, man? Like, this is why, guys, because I don't want to throw a game. I'd rather throw a game being too passive than throw a game being too aggressive, if that makes sense, which you would feel would be the opposite, right? Like, you want to go out swinging, so to speak. All right, let's just go for it. You know, we have to take a risk. But a lot of times what I find is I've thrown so many more games in my career of playing light tanks and World of Tanks. I've thrown so many more games being too aggressive than too passive. And this is why I continue to play my light tanks in this way. So I hope that answers your question about that. This is how I did it, guys. Yes, we were very, very passive. You can say whatever you want about it. You know, Whirls, you're scared. Like, whatever, man. Call me a scaredy cat, but this is how I played it, guys. 3,500 spotting. We came out with the win, and my team was aggressive enough to kind of support me here and help me out in terms of spotting, right? Because some players that are always clicking on the light tank to go spot will be sitting in like the hill up here waiting for you to go spot the rest of the map, right? These guys at least kind of helped me here because again, I only have 341 HP. So it's not always on the light, guys, but just try your best to find the proper mix between risk and, you know, playing too passively, right? It's a really, really hard line to stay on. It really is. In most games, like a lot of times I'll end up in a place where I'm like, I can't get out of this now. This was too risky, man, and now I can't run away from here and I'm dead. Or I'm sitting too far back and I'm not spotting anything and I'm like, I have to move up, and then maybe you end up getting spotted moving up, right? Like I should have taken this bush up here instead of the one back here, and now you're screwed. So it's tough, man. Like I've been playing light tanks a long time, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So that's it for Westfield. Let's get into the end plates. These are my YouTube videos that are uploading. I have to catch up, man. I'm uploading while I'm recording, which probably isn't the greatest thing for like my CPU or whatever, but I don't think actually uploading takes anything on the CPU. Might just be all like internet. 3,500 spotting, guys, no damage, and yeah, 42 damage, right? But in my eyes, that's no damage. 1 kill, 847 experience, and that's how we did it. I felt like I was really struggling in this game to spot, but this is what I did, so, and it worked. So if it works, man, you know, might as well keep trying to do it passively, right? So we made 11K, not much, and that's the game, guys. I have nothing more to note, but I hope it helps you out on Westfield. Anytime I have a game that's, if it's going to be helpful for one way or the other, whether I kind of played it wrong or I played it right, and I feel like I was leaning more towards playing this the wrong way, like being a little too passive, I'm going to share it with you guys. Like I'm always going to share games with you on Westfield, Malinovka, Prokhorovka, Murovanka, all these spotting maps. So hope it helps you out. Hope you enjoyed. I will catch you guys for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.